Hey everyone, it's Jess. So a couple of years ago, David and I moved from Florida to Colorado. That was exactly 2 years ago this month, actually. And when we were making that move, David decided that he was going to get rid of his car and that we were going to go down to one car. And we were going to see how that went. And if we needed another car, then we were going to buy another one when we got to Colorado. Fast forward 2 years, we still only have one car. And there are definitely pros and cons to only having one car, but this is just something that we've been experiencing and is part of our lifestyle. So I thought that I would talk to you guys about how it is for me to be a one-car household. Side note, sorry about my arm. I've got this really ridiculous wrap on. I have an impinged muscle in my shoulder that I'm trying to rest, and I'm alone. So this is the best way that I could find to wrap my shoulder was tying it to my bra strap. So just ignore the hot mess that's going on over here. So the amount of pros and cons that I'm going to talk to you about are pretty equal. However, in my opinion, the pros that go with only being a one-car household far weigh out the cons that I'm going to talk to you about. But again, that's just me, so take this all with a grain of salt. One of the positives that I have found of only having one car is it is cheaper. It is significantly cheaper to only have one car. We don't have to worry about paying insurance for two cars, maintenance, gas, car payments, anything like that. The house that we moved into only has a one-car garage, and that wasn't ever an issue for us. So like storage of the car or whatever is never an issue because we always have room for our one car. So that's a pretty practical positive, but all in all, it is significantly cheaper to only have one car. Another practical thing that comes with only having one car is we tend to exercise more, which I actually did not expect, but I completely love. It definitely depends on where you live, on how walkable or bikeable your city is. Fort Collins definitely is very walkable and bikeable. So because we only have one car, a lot of the times if like I'm going out with a friend or if David's going out with a friend and we're like going to a different place, then we'll both walk or ride our bikes and just leave the car for the other person or leave the car at home entirely. So having to share a car between the two of us definitely gets us outside, exercising more, walking, running to where we're going, or biking to where we're going instead of driving. So that's definitely a plus that I wasn't expecting. Another thing that I did not expect that happened when we went down to one car, it makes sense now that I'm saying it out loud, but we actually spend a lot more time together than we were before. We commute together, and that's definitely something that I didn't expect to like so much, but I actually look forward to those times throughout the day where we're going to be driving together because it gives us a chance to catch up on how our days were instead of like getting home at separate times and being kind of like bogged down with either the day that I just had or all of the responsibilities that I have at home. I'm able to just kind of hang out with him for a little bit in the car, and it's just something that I really, really enjoy. And the last positive, obviously going with the theme of this channel, is it is much more eco-friendly to have one car or no car at all. When you only have one car within a family, then you have to rely a little bit more on public transportation, which is a lot more eco-friendly than everyone having their own car. And obviously it cuts down on your fossil fuel use when you only have one car to fill up with gas. And you might think that with having only one car, we would do twice the amount of driving, which would mean that we'd be using the same amount of gas as if we had two cars, but that's actually not true. I don't know how this is true, but for my own calculations, I actually use less gas in the car than I did when I only had my own car. There are definitely some negatives that go along with only having one car. The main one being it is just by definition less convenient. You need to have a lot of flexibility when you're sharing a car with someone else or with an entire family, so that's something that we've definitely had to get used to. For example, in order for me to be able to pick David up from work, he had to move his work schedule around when he got this job in order to get off later, because that's the time that I'm able to pick him up. So you definitely need to have a lot of flexibility in your life in order to share a car with an entire family. Another good example of this is I am going out of town this weekend, and David is able to take me to the airport, but he's not able to pick me up from the airport. So instead of having the convenience of just parking my car at the airport and then having the car there when I get back, I'm gonna have to rely on public transportation and take a shuttle back to town and then figure out my transportation from there for the rest of the day. So it definitely takes a lot of flexibility when working with someone else when owning a car together. Obviously, there's more wear and tear on a car. Even though our gas usage is a lot less, there is a lot more wear and tear because every road trip, every staycation, every commute throughout the week happens in that car. We have to detail it a lot more often. We have to get oil changes pretty much the same amount that we did before, but it's mainly the keeping it clean is definitely a challenge because we're using that car all the time, and it just gets a lot more wear and tear. Kind of going along with the first thing that I said, where you have to be flexible. If our car becomes unusable at any point, we are pretty much screwed, and that really sucks. We just recently got into a car accident and we were without our car for 8 weeks, and that sucked so much because the insurance company was not willing to work with us to get us a rental car until they finished their investigation, which means we went 2 weeks without a car. And that's 2 adults, like the entire household's income being put on hold because we were not able to get to work. I can go into more detail if you want about about why we weren't able to go to work. It's not just because we were lazy. It's not just because we didn't want to take an Uber to work or anything like that, which is what the insurance company was trying to spew us. That's not true. David and I have very unique work situations, and we need that car. We cannot rely on public transportation to get us to and from work because of the types of jobs that we have and their locations. When we were without our car for 8 weeks, but a car for 2 weeks, that was like completely detrimental, and that really, really sucked. So the last negative that I would talk about with only having one car is the fact that if that car breaks down, you really have to have your shit together in order to try to find another solution because you don't have another car to rely on. All in all, David and I actually talked earlier this year about getting another car to see if we wanted to or not. We were exploring that option, and we decided not to because we both really, really, really love both the spending time together part of only having one car, and also the fact that it is significantly cheaper to only have one car. So we are going to stick with one car for now and try to make that last as long as possible. If that lasts forever, then great. I just wanted to make this video because I know that this is also a non-traditional choice that we make in our lives. At least I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So I thought that you might find this interesting to see what our lives are like as a one-car household. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down below for us. If I missed talking about something, then let me know and I will answer your questions down below. I come out with new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let me know if you have any requests as well for any videos that you want to see from me. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm growing in subscribers every day, and it's so exciting. I really want to build this audience of people that want to make more sustainable and healthy choices in their lives, and I want to be part of that journey with you. I will see you guys later. Bye!